meditation as we begin today's event. The first thing is the Havan. The Havan, the first Sunday of the Sanskrit school. It begins with those 8 mantras called Ishwar Stuti Prarthano Pasana. Here it begins. Om Vishwani Deva Savita Duritani Parasuva Yadbhadram Tanna Asuva Om Hiranyagarbha Samavatatavre Bhutasya Jata Atiyekarasi Sadadhara Prithivim Yamukema Kasmai Vaya Visha Vidhema Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Kashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chaya Amritam Yasya Mrityu Kasmai Deva Yavisha Vidhema Om Yapranato Nimishato Mahitvaikaidya Jajagato Bahuva Yaishe Asya Dvipada Shatushpada Kasmai Devaya Visha Vidhema Om Yena Yodra Prithvi Chandra Yena Stadhitam Yena Nakaha Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Visha Vidhema Om Prajapate Natvadekananyo Vishwaja Ani Parita Abhuva Yakamase Juhumastano Astuvayam Syama Patayo Reina Om Sano Madhujanita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatya Deva Amrita Manasa Nasritiye Dhamanna Devyanta Om Agninaya Supata Yaye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vishwan Dasmashunaraneno Bhuvishante Namautim Vidhema Ishwar Stuti Prarthano Pasana. Now we begin the Havan. Before that we do take the sips of water, Ashman. Some water in your right palm, and as we recite this mantra, we will drink. Om Amrito Pastadmasi Swaha Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha Om Satyam Yasha Shrimai Shishratam Swaha. Now you take some water in the left palm, make these two fingers, middle finger and ring finger wet, and touch different body organs, first the right side, then the left side. Om Vamase Astu, Om Naso Me Prano Astu, Om Akho Me Chakshu Astu, Om Karno Me Shotramastu, Om Bahu Me Balamastu, Om Uru Mam Ojo Astu, ॐ अष्टानि मे अङ्गानि तनुस्तन्व मे सहसन्तु. Now we initiate the fire in the Havan Kund. So you create a fire first and we recite this short mantra. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Now you may place the fire into the Havan Kund. Om Bhuvah Swaha Viva Bhumna Viva Vayamna Tasyaste Prithvi Devaya Jani Shreya Manna Ramanna Jaya Ravi. Om Yatmane Gandijagari Vamishta Pune Samsese Ramayam Asmin Sadaste Advitaste Vishve Deva Yajamanascha Sitata. Now we will put three samidas into the Havan Kund, one after another. The first one after this mantra. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nidhyasvavadasvache Dhavadaya Sasman Tajaya Ashubhibrahma Vachasi Nanatina Samidhaya Swaha Idamataye Jatvidse Gannamama. Now we will recite two mantras and then the second samhita. Om Samidha Simdu Vasyaka Bodhayata Titim Asmin Havya Jyotana Om Susamidraya Shochishetam Divram Jyotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Namaha. Om Tantva Samidhyam Yogite Navadayamasi Vehachu Shaya Vishaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Vedase Namaha. Now this mantra will be recited 5 times and you will put some ghee into the Havan at the end with the swaha. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nidhyasvavadasvache Dhavadaya Tasman Tajaya Ashubhibrahma Vachasi Nana Dena Samidhaya Swaha Idamagni Jatvidse Namaha. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nidhyasvavadasvache Dhavadaya Tasman Tajaya Ashubhibrahma Vachasi Nana Dena Samidhaya Swaha Idamagni Jatvidse Namaha. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nidhyasvavadasvache Dhavadaya Tasman Tajaya Ashubhibrahma Vachasi Nana Dena Samidhaya Swaha Idamagni Jatvidse Namaha. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nidhyasvavadasvache Dhavadaya Tasman Tajaya Ashubhibrahma Vachasi Nana Dena Samidhaya Swaha Idamagni Jatvidse Namaha. The fifth and last time. Om Ayantayva Atma Jatavedasti Nityasvavadasva Chittavadaya Jasmantajaya Pashubhidhamma Nana Vena Sami Jaya Swaha Idamagne Jatvitse Idam Namama. Now we will sprinkle water around the ointment, starting with the eastern side. Om Adite Anumanyasva. Now on the western side. Om Anumate Anumanyasva. Now on the northern side. Om Saraswati Anumanyasva. Now all around. Om Deva Savitaha Pasuva Yajnapatim Bhagaya Divyo Gandhavahati Kapuhu Ketanna Punatuva Saspati Vacham Ahasvadatu. Now the offering of ghee is Swaha. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Namama. Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama. 4 more ahutis now. Om Bhuragnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. Om Bhurvaive Swaha Idam Vaive Idam Namama. Om Swadhityaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Idam Namama. Om Bhurvah Svayagnivaadityebhyah Swaha Idam Agnivaadityebhyah Idam Namama. This is called Svishket Ahuti. If you have something and may disturb from kitchen, you will be putting that, otherwise ghee into the oven. Om Yadasya Kamano Atyaicham Yadva Nyuna Vihakayam Agnishkit Svishkit Vidyat Sarvam Svishtam Sutam Karotu Me. Agnaye Svishtakete Sutahute Sarvaprayaschitta Utinam Kamanam Samadhayate Sarvanna Kaman Samadhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Svishtakete Idam Namama. This is the silent ahuti with ghee. Om Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Now there are 4 ahutis of the morning event. Now ghee as well as slight small amount of Havan Samati. Om Suyo Jyoti Jyoti Suya Swaha. Om Suyo Vacho Jyoti Vachah Swaha. Om Jyoti Suya Suyo Jyoti Swaha. Om Saju Devena Savitya Sajusha Shendravatya Dushana Suyo Vetu Swaha. Again, same kind of 4 mantras but related to the evening. Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Agni Swaha. Om Agni Vacho Jyoti Vacha Swaha. Om Swaha. Om Sajudevena Savitya Sajura Indyavatya Yushano Agnivetu Swaha. Om Bhurvaye Pranaya Swaha. Namaste Pranaya Namah. Om Bhurvaye Pranaya वायवेयपनाय नमः। ओम प्रत्याय ज्ञानाय स्वाहा। इदमादित्याय ज्ञानाय नमः। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वग्निवायवादित्येभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः स्वाहा। इदमग्निवायवादित्येभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः इदं नमः। ओम आपो ज्योतिरसो अमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः स्वरों स्वाहा। ओम यां मेघां देवगणः पितरश्चोपासते तया मामद्य मेधयामि मेधाविनं कुरु स्वाहा। ओम विश्वानि देवसवितदुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्नः स्वाहा। ओम अग्नेय सुपधाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मशूराणमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ते नमः उक्तिं विधेम स्वाहा। Now we are more or less at the conclusion of the Havan. We have two mantras, special mantras for the occasion, which may not appear on your screen here. This is one I have singled out, which reflects what is called Upanayana. Upanayana is when a child is brought to the school, what used to be called as Gurukul, for education purpose. And then there was a small ceremony. That child is admitted into the Gurukul. That was called as Upnayan, and there were a number of mantras recited at that time, but I have singled out one of them, which I will recite, and then with Swaha you will give the Ahuti, and later, a few minutes later, I will be talking about this mantra. Om Agne Vritpate Vritam Chaishyami Tachakeyam Tanme Adhyatam Idamaham Anyatat Satyamupayami Swaha. Soon after the child is admitted into the school, the teacher gives him first lesson, what was called as Vedaram. Ved means education, knowledge, Arambha means initiation. So the Guru, the teacher, gave him the first lesson on that day, and that was of the Gayatri Mantra. That is why that is called also Guru Mantra. Most of you know it, but there is a tradition, slightly different way to recite it. Don't go ahead of me. We will do it in 3 steps. Particularly the children will recite as I do. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam. No. Please do this again. Follow my instruction. So please stop it. I will recite certain words, then only the children will recite what I have recited. When I am reciting, nobody will recite. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam. Now the second part. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Now all the children. Now the third and final, which you are all familiar with, after I have recited. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo वस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
Let all the children say loudly. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimari Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat.
Very good. Now we will give one ahuti with the Gayatri mantra and then conclusion. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimari Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Puram Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Puram Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Puram Swaha. That concludes the Havan now. Now we will have one bhajan, what is called Yajna.
I would like all the children putting their hands together for your lead. Thank you, Beta. Everybody.
सत्य को
welcome to all students of Sanskriti school, their parents, teachers and volunteers on this very special occasion. After the summer is over, we have assembled here again for the new school year, and I welcome everybody back, particularly the new parents and new children. We want to understand very first why our children ought to come to the Sanskriti school. Over and above their regular school, where they go 5 days a week, and Sunday morning is definitely, everybody wants to take rest, not even the children, even the parents. And there is a family, I believe, they come from Pumo. They leave home around 7 in the morning. So such is the sacrifice children and their parents are making. So it should be clear in our mind why we want these wonderful children to attend the Sanskriti school. What is missing in the regular school and which Sanskriti school intends to fulfill? Regular school teaches you at most what your body and mind are, and helps you pick up a career path, something like what is called as from accountancy to zookeeping, A to Z. There are nowadays thousands of professions, and you can select one of them. Is it not? That is what regular school is teaching. But one thing is missing, and that we know it whenever we hear news about gunshots in schools, and many other things happen undesirable, unwanted. Then we are forced to think what is missing in our regular schools. So a human being is not just his body and mind. When I say this is my body, my mind, then of course one hidden question is, who is this I? Who is saying my body and my mind? And that aspect, who is this I, that me, who is showing the ownership of body and mind? That is not fully touched in the regular schools. That is missing. So in this school, Sanskriti school, if you look at it, we want to divide education in two major segments. This is me and this is the universe, the world I live in. Here, regular schools is saying my body, my mind, it's good strength, good health and upkeep. We are also interested in that. But we want a step ahead of that. We want to explore who is this I. We made this attempt slightly. That was more as a symbolic when we tried to sit for meditation early before the hour. When we disconnect from body and mind, then we want to explore what is left over. That leftover is my awareness, that is me, my consciousness, and that is the power in me that I can say this is my body and this is my mind. So we don't even want to theoretically give you the ideas related to what me and self is. We want to cover the entire universe also. The world exists for our good, for us to enjoy life. But then we ask some questions. Where did it come from? Who made this? We know this simple desk also is made by a conscious carpenter. Is there a conscious being who made the sun and the earth, the water and air, and so many things? So of course, mainstream science is exploring, is uncovering, is discovering all the natural laws of physics. Gravitational force, the sun and the earth, and how the earth goes around the sun. We also accept that. That kind of knowledge is also there in the Vedas. But we go a step ahead of that, that who has made all these laws? If there are laws, there is a lawmaker. And then only if you make the laws, it doesn't work. Somebody has to enforce the laws. Like this is a country, United States of America. There is a body in the capital city of Washington, D.C., Congress. They make laws. But then they have a lot of mechanisms to enforce the law. Police is always going around here and there, see that nobody does anything wrong. So in the same manner, there is a supreme consciousness that has made the law, and that is everywhere, ensuring that every particle of nature behaves according to those laws, making the laws and enforcing the law. So what the modern mainstream science is saying, we accept all that, plus we want to explore who is that infinite consciousness, who is that lawmaker, and who is that law enforcer. And that lawmaker is more powerful, not only determining the material bodies and particles, that also decides which family I am born in. When am I born? So that is governed by another law, what is called as law of karma. So that supreme consciousness governs all that is visible world, plus how we are going to be living, where we will be born, and when one day we will also have to die. And then all that accounting is also done. So all of you are familiar with what goes around comes around. And one of our child, Vashchit, will be talking about this law of karma slightly later. These are the things. So in Sanskrit school there is no bound. Everything is under exploration. Everything has to be known. All that is a reality, we have to get to know it. And we don't accept just because somebody says it. We want to question it until we are convinced. Until we are convinced, we want people to keep probing. Until you are convinced, don't accept an idea. So this is not like any other temple where we just say, this is it, you accept it and you take it in your life. So one thing we said, and that is a good example I can show you in Sanskrit school. Because when we discuss the basic of why do we go to school at all? Even this question may not be discussed in the regular school. But we are equipped with the Vedic knowledge, we can answer, we can try to understand these questions. Why do we go to school at the first place? We have made hospitals for animals, birds, cats, dogs, etc. And this is what I was saying one day in our Sanskrit school, that we have made hospitals for animals, but not schools for. But then one of our girl students, her name is Vedika, I don't know if she is here today. She raised a question. No, I know about one school that is for dogs school, isn't it? So that is what we like. We want our children to question until they are convinced. That is true. Yes, there may be a dog school. We might have opened it. But there is a big difference. We can train a dog, but we cannot educate a dog. So this is Sanskrit school to educate you. To educate you about certain missing links which regular schools are unable to mix up, unable to explore. So this is one of such example that how we are different from so many other species, animals and birds. That we go to school, they don't go to school at all. This is where we try to say, we have a powerful faculty that is called our buddhi, intellectual faculty. And that gives us a lot of freedom. Freedom to think in any direction. Other animals cannot think beyond their marked line. So we call them, they follow their instinct, while we are left open in the level field, and we are said, you exercise your intellectual faculty. This is called our discriminatory ability. You find what is right and wrong, and then follow your path. In case of animals, they don't have this kind of a choice, right and wrong. Indeed, they are always right. But we are facing always this kind of riddle, this kind of dilemma. What is right and wrong? And for that purpose, Ishwar has given us a powerful discerning ability, discriminatory ability that resides in our mind called buddhi, intellect. So we are powered by our intellect, which gives us freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of life. That's the freedom we cherish. If we were also programmed that we are all good human beings, we are always truthful, we are always going one line, of course that would be a good word, but then we also will become another animal, isn't it? So this is where the whole dynamics of life and the world can be explored 2 hours a week, which cannot be done in regular school as we see them. We ourselves have gone through those regular education. That's why Sanskrit school is very important. And when I talk about this duality, truth and falsehood, that was one special mantra we recited. Om Agne Vetpate Vettam Shaishyami Tachakayam Tanme Ratyata. Idam Aham Anyatat Satyam Upayami. So I was following a classical tradition in India. When the child goes to the school for the first time, he has to recite this 5 times. This is taking a vow. What is it? Idam means now, at this very moment. Aham means me, I, myself. Anyata means from falsehood. Satyam, towards truthfulness. Upayami, I will march from the falsehood to the truthfulness. What is called as asato ma satyam. You are all familiar with this, isn't it? So this is the duality we face every moment. Truth and falsehood, right and wrong, good and bad. And we have to decide what is right and what is wrong. And that's where we are weak sometimes. Sometimes even we know what is truth, we are not having the courage to speak the truth. So that is what this vow is so important. Every child took it in the classical times that I will get to know the truth and I will labor hard, study hard to get to know the truth of the whole universe, whole life, whole world. I want to know what all the truths are. And not only getting to know them, I will follow them in my day-to-day life. And in this process, I will be helped by my parents, my teachers, and so on and so forth. But as you know it, we also have all kinds of limitations. Every human being has limitations. So, yes, a human being can be your teacher, but the final teacher is always that supreme being. So that's why we recited, that was the Guru Mantra that was recited today in a very particular manner. What it says is, Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Dhi is my buddhi, my intellect, and that will be inspired by you and you alone. Prachodaya means may it propel me, may it inspire me in the right direction. So you have seen, even your parents are sometimes in dilemma. They also don't know exactly what to do. We face very difficult questions in life. So, where to get the ultimate beautiful light of knowledge that is residing within us? Within us. And that guide, that Om Paramatma is never far away. But how to get his guidance? To get his guidance, you have to connect to it. Is it? To get anybody's guidance, like you are connecting to Sanskrit school to get some sort of guidance, inspiration. But if you want to get his guidance, his inspiration, then you have to connect to him. How to do that? Not many people in the world know it. And that's the beauty of iSmart, that it can educate you in this direction. Yes, you can connect to him by disconnecting from the whole world. So we have, that's the way the story started. We have the instruments of body and mind to connect to others, to connect to the world, to get to know this visible, beautiful world. But when you want to connect to him, you have to disconnect from body and mind. And that is what we do in meditation. So when you, not only we want to give you the theoretical background, theoretical framework of these spiritual principles, we also want to train you. We also want to teach you how to walk that talk, how to disconnect from body and mind so as to connect with that Supreme Being. Just like there are so many children here. On a day-to-day basis, everybody spends a couple of minutes with his mother or father, isn't it? That is very important. If that is missing, a child's life is ruined. We don't want such a thing to happen. But as you are growing, you have to understand you have enormous power to connect to that Supreme Mother and Supreme Father. And that's why we want you to practice it. And this has a beautiful magic. As you learn meditation, you quieten your mind. And when your mind is absolutely quiet, you are connected to that Supreme Being. And that will gradually, by and by, will empower you with a lot of inner energy. And then you will see, even in difficult moments, you will get some direction. That's what is the spirit of Jo Yona Rajodaya. So that is what all Sanskrit school can provide to the children, which I don't think can happen anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the world, they will give you some spiritual ideas, but more as a faith-based idea. They will say, have faith in this. Here, everything is scientific, evidence-based. That's why, right in the beginning of the meditation, I said, try to bring your mind as if you are in deep, dreamless sleep, which all of us have experienced, is it not? Sushupti. Deep, dreamless sleep. And when you come out of it, you say, that was good, I feel refreshed. That is what we want to get to in those 5-10 minutes of meditation. And when you do that, you get an exploration. Besides that, you become enormously powerful because you have an ability to control your mind. Once you control your own mind, that will give you enormous power. And if you don't do that, other people will control your mind. Is it? Don't let that happen. Be your own authority, your own master. So you want to control your mind, and when you are deep in meditation, just like deep dreamless sleep is wonderful, this also will be wonderful, and then you will say, yes, I am also able to connect to that Supreme Being. So these are a kind of a picture what all can happen to a child in Sanskrit school. It's a very tall order, because even parents can see, they also did not get this kind of learning, isn't it? They might have brought their children here to learn something, become a better child, better behavior and all that, but here we want to go to the highest level. We say, we want to make a person as a devta. We will see some mantras here, upstairs, written at the top. Mano bhava janaya devyam janam. Become a human being, but go towards becoming a dev. We recited a mantra here in the Havana. Yam Medam Devgana Chopas. That is what, this is a highest development of a human being. Not only in career you will be a doctor, engineer, whatever it is, but everybody knows it. Whatever is a profession, in the same profession there can be good human beings and bad human beings. That's what human society is unique, because we are not programmed. So with all that smartness of our mind, somebody can use his smartness in a wrong direction, to cheat others, to harm others for his own personal petty gains, is it not? But we know it, that's not a good thing. We don't want our children to become like that, and therefore that purpose they have wonderful role models. Even just right in your home, your mother is a Devata, your father is a Devata, is it not? Because one who gives in giving and enjoys in giving away, that is a Devata. So we want our children to grow up to become a highest quality of human being, become a Devata, not only their tiny homes, but in the larger community, and that all is not impossible. It's possible within 2 hours or so every week, provided the parents are also involved. So now I devote a couple of minutes involvement of parents. If you are not involved, if you think your duty is just to bring your children and that's where it ends, it doesn't make sense. You are their role models and you have to become truly like their role models. So be involved. As you will see, we have chalked out a very interesting program here. You will learn something about Sanskriti school, what are all its opportunities. You can become a volunteer, a teacher, and this is such a wonderful occasion that we are doing this inaugural thing in Ayushman Houston. This is our mother, father. Sanskriti school is the daughter of Ayushman Houston. And not only Sanskriti school, we have another regular school, DAV Montessori school, which runs 5 days a week in the rear block. So be involved. Your children may be going to Sanskriti school. Look at the possibility of Montessori school. And there are children going in Montessori school, they can see the possibility of attending Sanskriti school on Sundays. But as parents, you are out of Ayushman Houston, which is a large family. So that is symbolically, it is a good reminder that we are sitting in this hall. Today you will learn about what all happens in the background, behind the scenes, in Sanskriti school, in Ayushman Houston, and you should opt for one of such activity. Be participative, be involved. And if you are not a volunteer, neither in the Sanskriti school nor in the Ayushman Houston, still this kind of learning is possible for you. If you are a volunteer and teacher in the background in the Sanskriti school, you will have some moments with me, question answer discussion. If you are a volunteer at Ayushman, you will have Vedic learning in the Sunday adult satsang. But suppose you are not volunteer anywhere, still I will say nobody stops you to gain Vedic learning from adult satsang. So be around here. Let your child see that you are also interested in Vedic learning and as much as your child. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Acharya ji, for wonderful pravachan. Now I'll invite